Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome to the sacred journey of Kal Mantra, Embrace Divine Grace. Let the celestial vibrations uplift your spirit and guide you toward inner peace, abundance, and divine blessings. Open your heart, chant with devotion, and awaken the infinite grace within you.
Dwarka. For millions of people, that name is just electric. It holds this incredible spiritual energy. Picture it right on the western edge of India, where the Gomti River just flows right into the Arabian Sea. But here's the thing, Dwarka is so much more than just a spot on a map.
For thousands of years, people have called it something else too. Mokshika Dwar. It literally means the gateway to liberation. Think about that. It's one of the 7 most sacred cities in all of Hinduism, kind of like the final stop on a pilgrim's journey. But this story, it's not just about a spiritual idea.
What if it was a real city? A shining golden metropolis that's now lost somewhere under the sea. That's the story we're diving into. It's this incredible journey that kind of smudges the lines between myth, hard history, and a faith absolutely alive right now. We're going to go on a hunt for a city that sank beneath the waves.
So, where do we even begin? Well, our story starts with one of the most beloved figures in Hinduism, Lord Krishna. You really can't talk about Dwarka without talking about him. Their stories are completely tangled together. It's a story all about finding safety, about being resilient, and about some seriously divine building projects.
So picture this, okay? Krishna's hometown is getting hammered. It's under constant, vicious attack by this vengeful king. And after the 18th attack, can you even imagine? Krishna, who's seen as the protector of his people, he's like, okay, that's enough. He decides he has to get his people, the Yadavas, to safety. So they pack up and march west, all the way across the desert until they hit the coast.
And wow, the home they built? It's the stuff of legend. The stories say Krishna actually asked God for a piece of land. And then the divine architect himself, Vishwakarma, supposedly built the entire city overnight, in one night. And we're not talking about a few huts here. This was Dwarka, the Golden City, a total marvel of engineering. This huge, glittering fortress surrounded and protected by the ocean.
But you know how it goes with these epic stories. There's always a tragic twist, isn't there? And in this case, the very sea that was its greatest protection, well, it would end up being its grave.
So it all goes back to the end of the massive Mahabharata war. A heartbroken mother's curse basically sealed the city's fate. Gandhari, she was the mother of the side that lost the war. She cursed Krishna. She said that his family, his people, and his city would all be destroyed, just like hers had been. And the ancient texts say that 36 years later, the curse came true. A massive, world-ending wave just rose up from the sea and pulled the entire golden city of Dwarka down into the depths.
And for centuries, that's kind of where the story ended. It was this beautiful, tragic legend. But then, you fast forward to the 20th century, and a group of scientists started asking a really bold question. If it's not just a story, what if there's actual, physical proof down there?
This is where the pioneering marine archaeologist Dr. S.R. Rao comes in. And you gotta understand, he wasn't on some treasure hunt. He was looking for historical truth. He was really driven by this huge debate about whether the Mahabharata was history or myth. So his team started digging, first on land, and then, and this is the exciting part, they took the search underwater into the Arabian Sea, right off the coast of the Dwarka that exists today.
And what they found? It was just stunning. The connections were incredible. For example, the Mahabharata calls Dwarka a Vari Durga, which means a fortress in water. Well, guess what? Dr. Rao's team finds this massive 560-meter-long stone wall just sitting under the water. The ancient texts also talk about people using special seals to identify themselves, and boom, the divers found stone seals 4,000 years ago, which lines up perfectly with the historical timeline of the war. The evidence was just so tantalizing.
So even as that underwater search for the lost city goes on, there's another Dwarka. A Dwarka standing tall right now. A city that is absolutely humming with a living, breathing faith, all centered around one of the most incredible temples in India.
We're talking about the Dwarkadhish Temple. That means King of Dwarka. It just shoots up 5 stories into the sky like a lighthouse for pilgrims. And the belief here, it's really powerful. They say the very first temple on this exact spot was built by none other than Krishna's own great-grandson. It's this unbroken, living chain right back to the original legend. And inside, Krishna isn't treated like a statue. Not at all. He's treated like a living, breathing king. His whole day is planned out. He's woken morning prayers, he's dressed in beautiful silks and jewels, he's served this huge royal meal, he gets evening prayers, and then, at the end of the day, he's put to bed. It's this daily routine that's just steeped in this deep, profound love. And this isn't just some ancient tradition that's fading away. This faith is alive and well in the 21st century. Take Jill, for example. She's a civil engineer there, and she just perfectly sums up what modern Dwarka is all about. It's this place where you have your professional modern life, and it exists right alongside this deep, unshakable faith.
Or listen to Hiten. He's a young artist. For him, the relationship is even more personal. He doesn't just see Krishna as a god. He sees him as a friend who's always right there with him. It really shows you that faith here isn't some far-off abstract thing. It's an intimate, daily conversation.
So you have this really intimate, personal faith, but then it also just explodes into these huge, spectacular community celebrations. And they're packed with these powerful symbols and rituals that have been handed down for, centuries.
There's this one number you'll start to see everywhere in Dwarka, 52. And the most amazing example of this is the temple flag. It's precisely 52 yards long. So why 52? Well, the story goes that it represents the 52 different administrative departments in Krishna's legendary kingdom.
And this flag, the Dhvaja, it's absolutely central to life at the temple. Get this, they change it 5 times a day, every single day. And it's such a sacred duty that the same family has been doing it for 7 generations. For people who come to worship, getting to sponsor one of these is a huge deal. It's like the ultimate way to make a wish come true. The waiting list to do it, it can be years long. But the energy in the city, it goes to a whole other level during Janmashtami. That's the festival celebrating Krishna's birth. On a regular day, you might have about 10,000 people visiting, which is a lot. But on Janmashtami, that number just explodes to over 150,000. The whole city just becomes one party. And the celebration is just electric. Right at the stroke of midnight, the exact moment Krishna was born, he's honored with the sacred bath using something called Panchamrit, which is made of 5 nectars. A giant feast of more than 50 dishes is offered up. And outside, the streets just erupt with music, with dancing, and people joyfully acting out stories of Krishna's childhood, like breaking the pot of butter. There's a really deep idea tucked into all of this. It's the thought that the real fabric of India, it wasn't stitched together by kings and armies. It was woven by everyday pilgrims, walking from one holy place to the next. These journeys of faith, connecting spots like Dwarka, they created this invisible map, a cultural and spiritual map, where the lines connecting everything are made of belief. So that leaves us with this big question, right? On one hand, the hunt for the physical Dwarka is still going on. It's this amazing scientific quest for hard evidence. But then you look at the streets, you look inside that temple, you listen to people like Jill and Hiten, and for them, the city of Krishna never sank at all. It's right there, it's alive. So it really makes you wonder, what's the better proof that a city is real? The ruins buried under the ocean, or the living, breathing, unshakable faith of millions of people who are part of its story every single day?
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Are you battling constant stress, facing financial roadblocks, struggling in relationships, or stuck in your career? Harness the power of authentic Rudraksh, powerful planetary remedies, and timeless Vedic astrology. Limited stock, don't miss out. Visit kalmantra.com today to restore balance, invite abundance, and transform your life.